When I was at Cub yesterday getting groceries to make dinner after work, I noticed I got my headphones on and I'm just listening to death metal. I'm just waiting for it to be my turn, and then I'll pause it. And I'm looking at it, and the guy in front of me, he's getting a couple of items, and the dude all of a sudden pulls off an orange sticker of some sort from a real ream, puts it on the thing like his jug of water, and then he pulls out another blue stamp sticker, and he puts it on the guy's receipt. I'm like, that's weird. He rings me up.
What kind of situation you guys got going on over here?
So he rings me up. I go around and I'm putting my shit in my bag, and the guy in front of me is finishing up and he's talking to me, and I pause my death metal and I'm like, what, sir? And he goes, oh yeah, did you get your stamps?
I thought it might be something like that.
I'm like, what are you talking about, man? He goes, oh, they're giving away cookware. If you get your stamps, you collect enough of them. You got to get a lot of them, but you can get a pot. And I was like, oh, I have plenty of pots. Do you mind if I get your stamps? I don't care. Well, can you tell them? If somebody has a name tag on, I always take note of the name tag.
Kevin.
But I look at it when they're not looking at me. So then I can just nonchalantly pretend like I know them. Really spooks them out. And so I go, hey, Christian. Huh? Hey, can this guy have my stamps? Yeah, all right. I was like, all right, man, have at it. And he goes, yeah, I moved here from, he's an older white gentleman. He goes, yeah, I moved here from Korea. I don't really have any pots. And I made a clumsy, stupid joke where I go, well, I don't even have a pot to piss in. He goes, oh, yeah.
I thought you said you had a lot of pots.
That's why I was
Are you making
clumsy.
fun of me?
Right, yeah, right. Wait a second here, man. Hang on a second here, man. You told me you had a lot of pots. Now you say you got none. And you're urinating in them if you get. Well, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And we doing filmographies. And on the 21st day of Pitt's Miss, and on the 22nd day of Pitt's Miss, my true love gave to me 7.
David Fincher, second film.
Mm-hmm.
After Alien 3 broke.
Yeah, he said, I don't want to make this movie. I don't want to make any movies.
Denzel Washington was up for a role in this movie?
Yeah, he was.
Didn't want to?
No, he didn't. It was too dark for him. Along with Denzel, which would have been in the Brad Pitt role. Al Pacino was originally supposed to be in the Morgan Freeman role. Pacino declined.
They keep on killing these people!
He was already scheduled to film City Hall.
Oh, shit.
In 96.
Isn't that not very good? This was John Cusack, right?
Well, they both expressed regret for having not taken this role.
Yeah.
So
would have ruined the movie having either of those fuckers in it.
Oddly enough, though, the diner that Somerset and Tracy meet in, you remember that?
Is that the one from After Hours? Is Victor Argo over there serving coffee?
You didn't just come in here to use the bathroom, did you? Because the bathroom's for customers only.
I'm going to order something.
No, it's from. It's when Denzel meets Ethan in Training Day. They were one booth over.
And he whispers to me and says, hey, I want you to know something about me.
King
Kong, he doesn't have anything on me. Because I am a straight-laced police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's located in downtown L.A.
Oh.
It's called the Quality Coffee Shop, as we all know.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yes, Hackman was offered the role of Somerset. Robert Duvall and Harrison Ford at one point.
Robert Duvall would have been good.
Yeah. Andrew Kevin Walker envisioned William Hurt as Somerset, but we can't trust that guy.
Hey, bro.
Brad Pitt bought his own ties for the movie. He wanted Mills to have poor fashion sense. Remember his ties?
Not really.
One's a basketball and a bunch of basketballs and a bunch of hoops.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. It's
awful.
I think he's just so cool that it's not even registering, maybe.
Well, it's weird because he's kind of dressed a little like he was in Cool World.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little retro, 40s-ish in his jacket. Yeah, he also kind of reminded me of Max Payne with his leather jacket and the fact that he's a cop. Sylvester Stallone turned down the role of Mills. He told Ain't It Cool News that was a mistake. Apparently, Kevin Costner and Nicolas Cage were briefly considered for David Mills as well.
It's so crazy because any of these people would have fucking ruined the movie so hard. And they're like, I should have done that movie. It's like, well, no, it wouldn't have been good if you were in it.
Val Kilmer turned down the role of John Doe. REM's Michael Stipes was briefly considered for the role as well.
Come Stipes?
Yeah, Stipe Man. It's two of them. R. Lee Ermey auditioned for the role of John Doe.
He hates David Fincher.
Well, David Fincher recollects that he thought the character as portrayed by R. Lee Ermey was completely unsympathetic, whereas Kevin Spacey's was just unsympathetic, I guess. So he became the chief or the squad commander.
Detective Plus.
Yeah. David Fincher thought that Morgan Freeman would turn down the role, thinking the film would be too down market. Morgan Freeman was one of the first ones, if not the first one, to join the cast.
Is that great?
He's like, I'm going to do it. David Fincher was impressed with Gwyneth Paltrow's work in Flesh and Bone, so she was his first choice for Brad Pitt's wife.
She was in Flesh and Bone?
Apparently. So Brad Pitt, David Fincher asked then-boyfriend Brad Pitt to convince her to be in it. Apparently someone...
They didn't meet on this movie?
I guess they were already dating. Or maybe they knew each other and then they started dating. Christina Applegate, it said, also turned down the role of Tracy.
What?
Not sure where that would have been, but Brad Pitt considers this to be one of the most perfect films he's ever made.
Yeah.
He made it. He said one reason he took this role was to, quote-unquote, escape the cheese after Legends of the Fall.
And fucking interviewed the vampire.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Brad Pitt didn't take his shirt off in the film because Legends of the Fall had made him a sex symbol. Although he does open his shirt.
To put on like a mic?
To shave their chests, yeah. Still, though, he won the MTV Movie Award for Most Desirable Male for this role. Brad Pitt praised Kevin Spacey's performance, saying, "He's got more control of it than I do." This movie had an estimated budget of $33 million. It grossed $327 million.
20 of that million was spent on rain.
When they originally were filming the helicopter shots at the end, the idea in the script was that John Doe chose that specific location because all the power lines would interfere with everybody's communication apparatus. And it turned out when they got there to film the scene, that's exactly what happened. So they had to like call cell phones to give notes and lines and
He's
direction.
got the upper hand. That's the shit that sounded like Connor. And I really thought it was going to come out perfectly like Freeman for a second.
And while filming that, some of the footage just didn't come out right. So Fincher was like, I got to do some reshoots. And the studio was like, well, we're going to hold off on that. And eventually they gave the green light to get the helicopters out there and everything again. Except by the time they had filmed it, the seasons had changed. So it was all gray and shit. And then it was like super green. So they had to color correct in post.
I think they color corrected a ton of stuff.
Oh, they did. They used a process called like bleaching or something to really fuck with the saturation. This was the 7th highest grossing film of 1995.
95 was a good year, right?
It was.
It ain't no motherfucking 99.
The Matrix.
95 was pretty good.
This was regarded as the first A-class production for New Line Cinema, proving that they could attract A-list directors and cast. This was voted the 8th scariest film of all time by Entertainment Weekly.
Do you find it scary?
I don't.
I find it thrilly and wildly interesting. But
yeah, there was something that I don't think actually happened, but now I'm thinking maybe I just wasn't paying attention and missed it happening. But I thought was in this movie that if I did miss it and it wasn't in the movie, it wasn't in the movie, and that surprised me. I thought there was a guy that had his penis cut off and shoved down his throat. But that's not in this movie.
That's not in this.
So I'm like, what movie was that?
Oh, man.
Because it felt like the same thing, like a sin of whatever sort. But now I can't remember what that was.
Go ahead and give us a call at 763-634-1897. What movie does that peener get cut off and stuffed down the throat?
Because the guy's like, his corpse is like super bloated, and it's like cockroachy, and you know.
You talking about gluttony?
No, I'm saying the thing that I'm talking about.
Oh.
So that reminded, so when I saw that scene, I'm like, he's got a dick in his mouth. But they're like, hey, no penis in there. I'm like, what? What movie was I watching? Anyways, so yeah, the movie starts. Oh, you didn't do the synopsis.
Do the synopsis. Say the magic thing.
Hey, why don't you do the synopsis?
Why don't you hit me with that synopsis?
Hit me with that synopsis. Big time.
Thank you, Garbaggio. 7. From visionary director David Fincher and the guy who wrote the screenplay for Hideaway comes this gripping cat and mouse thriller. Homicide detective Mills, Brad Pitt, is freshly assigned to the Metro Beat after doggedly lobbying for the position to prove he isn't just a small fish. Jaded and burned out detective Somerset, Morgan Freeman, is just trying to survive the next 7 days until he can retire. Unfortunately for them both, the two end up smack dab in the middle of what soon reveals itself to be a serial murder spree of biblical proportions. With the pressure to solve the case on full blast from District Attorney Talbot.
Shut your mouth.
I'm just talking about... Do you not say Richard Roundtree?
No, that's you.
Oh.
Because you say, because the guy goes, I'm just talking about Shaft. So you say, I'm just talking about Richard Roundtree.
Oh, I'm just talking about Richard Roundtree.
You can just do it normal.
Okay. I'm just talking. You told me to do it.
I know. I was just messing with you.
Let me clarify that he said to do that.
Shut your mouth.
I'm just talking about Richard Roundtree. I did it again.
Well, it's fine.
Mills and Somerset must learn to put their differences aside and work together if they wish to stop the killer before he reaches victim number 7.
Oh, although technically he is number 7. And also technically there's also considered an 8th deadly sin, which is apathy, which is...
Where did that come from?
Morgan Freeman. I don't know. They were like, hey, there's 8 now.
Who said that?
I don't know. The church. Look it up.
That. Fuck that.
It's like not canon, but it's like they think it. Because there's also 7 good things, good traits, or good something.
What?
There's like 7 good things, and then there's 7 deadly sins. 7 heavenly...
Oh, smiles, hugs, fish.
Right, reach arounds.
Mm-hmm.
I got big fish.
The butt don't count.
So, yeah, man, this film, right? It's really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
It starts with an alternate new version of a Nin song.
Yeah, I think it's just a remix.
But it's for the movie, even though it didn't actually end up on the actual soundtrack.
I was like, oh, cool. But then the last line when he's like, you bring me closer to God, whatever he says.
It's
I'm
closer
like,
to God.
That's 9 Inch Nails.
Mm-hmm. I didn't catch that line. I was like, I don't like this.
Oh, man, this is like Hideaway, where I was all about the industrial music. I love this shit. I would not choose to listen to it, but when I hear it in movies, I'm excited. I really get pumped on the industrial music.
It works for this, too. So we're at a crime scene. Morgan Freeman's there. He runs into that guy. What's that guy's name? John Cassini plays Officer Davis.
Neighbors heard them screaming at each other like for 2 hours. It was nothing new.
It's a real, hey, New Yorkie kind of guy. I think he's a Canadian actor. He's in a bunch of Canadian stuff. So Freeman rolls up, and there's a dead guy.
Did his wife kill him, or he killed his wife and then himself?
That's right. And the corpse is played by...
Me?
No.
Oh.
What's the right?
Dabney Coleman.
Andrew Kevin Walker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why not?
That's
I don't
him.
know what he looks like.
Because he's laying face down.
Now I'm going to just look at a picture of him online, because apparently he's face down in the movie.
Yeah. And Morgan Freeman, he's looking around, and he goes, hey, where's the child?
Oh, interesting. That's kind of good.
What child? Well, there's a kid's pictures on the wall, on the refrigerator.
You lost it.
Yeah,
And now I'm a newspaper man.
Yeah. All rise.
Where's that boy? There's a picture on the fridge that the boy made. I'm wondering about the boy.
And the guy goes, man, I don't give a fuck. We ain't here to find children. We're here to wrap this murder up, you idiot.
Don't you talk to me that way. Is that a little bit Morgan-y?
Yeah.
Mills, you're a piece of shit.
I once drove, Miss Daisy.
Into a lake.
Into a lake,
I
yeah.
locked the doors and watched the sink. I hate southern white ladies. They're no good.
Mm-hmm. I like them dead.
Throw green tomatoes at the car.
So is this where he first meets Brad Pitt?
Yeah, he shows up on the scene.
He rolls up on him, and Morgan is like, why did you want to come here? You lobbied for this here precinct. What's your M.O.?
Thought I could do some good. Look, it would be great for me if we didn't start out kicking each other in the balls.
Why here? And they're walking.
This is where it's the worst. I wanted to bring my wife here.
Yeah.
Wanted to enjoy hell on earth.
And he goes, well, look, I'm retiring in 7 days. They said the name of the movie several times in here. 7 times, to be exact.
Oh, that's nice.
And he goes, well, look, you can shove off or whatever, but I'm here to rip, roar, and take names, Just don't jam me up. So he is married to Gwyneth Paltrow.
Mm-hmm. Has ruined her life by dragging her to Rain City.
Yeah, at first you're like, oh, she's just quiet Gwyneth Paltrow, but she really comes apart.
She's so cute in this.
I like her quite a bit.
She's a wonderful actress.
The dinner scene is just fantastic.
And adorable.
Yeah. I think she's really good in more relaxed kind of ensemble scenes. And so they get a call now. There's a murder. Hey, there's a murdered fat guy.
Yeah, he's been eating too much spaghetti.
This is when we run into Cassini again.
Is he just eating dry spaghetti? Is there sauce?
There is sauce. Brad Pitt goes, well, is he dead? Well, he ain't breathing sauce or something. He didn't even check the corpse. I mean, the body to know if it's a corpse.
Brad Pitt's like, hold on. I know how to tell if they're alive.
Yeah.
Reaches in there, starts playing with his dick, and he's like, hold on, just give it 30 seconds. Yeah, he's dead. It didn't do anything.
I don't know if you've heard this. I've heard it, and I don't know if it's true.
Death boners?
No. When fighters, when it's feared that they might be paralyzed.
Uh-huh.
I've heard that the first thing they do is they start playing with the wiener to see if it gets erect. Because then they're like, oh yeah, he's still got function in his lower extremity.
That's interesting. I don't know. I think if you start fiddling with my junk, I don't know that it gets hard.
Especially if you're all like, I think I might be paralyzed.
It's like your ugly coach is just like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because sometimes like paralysis will hit instantaneously, but it isn't permanent or even like long term. It's just your, guys they always say like my hands are cold and I'm not aware of what I'm doing. But then slowly it gets tingly and, hours can go by. But professional wrestlers have talked about this, that eventually it kind of comes back.
And the whole time your coach has been blowing you trying to go hard.
So yeah, going for my wiener when I'm not even like sure if I'm paralyzed or not.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a boner, man.
Yeah, that could have just been some guy gassing.
I've had some
sports talk.
Uncomfortable sex stuff happen where like something happens and you're mildly embarrassed, something stupid. It's like, well, I mean, you can shake that thing around as much as you want, but that window's passed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not coming back. It's gone. You shouldn't have been laughing at how small it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. How it smells like.
Yeah. Why is it orange?
When I had shingles, I was trying to get some action, and she made me put socks on my hands and my arms to cover the shingle sores.
Oh, no.
It's like, I can't do this.
This is
so stupid. I can't do anything. It's never going to get hard, honey. I'm sorry. This is too weird.
Maybe like dishwashing gloves.
Nope, socks.
Then you can at least have
coarse ass socks. Great story. So
yeah, he's dead in his spaghetti.
He ate himself till he exploded.
There's cockroaches everywhere.
Fucking love spaghetti so much he couldn't stop.
So they didn't know that at first. They didn't think, oh, he just had a heart attack or choked or something, right? And Brad Pitt's like, oh, there's a bucket of puke down here.
Yo. Yep, I'm reaching down his throat. There's a meatball.
Mm-hmm.
We got a meatball stuff.
A foot long. And there's a lot of cockroaches running around. So he go, oh, there's puke under here. And he goes, well, that's kind of odd. And then they...
what does he tell him to do? See if there's blood in it? And he's like, I ain't going back under there.
You go under there.
And then he's like, all right, fucking beat it, Pitt. You're a dumb sack of shit.
I need you to get off my crime scene.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do it anymore.
You're going to go back to this.
He's like, what? Oh, man. And then he goes, why are you jamming me up? He goes, I couldn't afford to have you tarnish the crime scene.
You just keep on touching everything.
Jesus. Luther keeps his hands in his goddamn pockets. They don't want to touch shit. But I'm not jamming you up. But this might be some serious shit. So it goes back to the police chief, Arlie Ermy, and he goes, this is going to be some serious shit. I don't want to be on this case. Brett Pitt's like, what? No.
I'll work it myself. I don't give a fuck. I'm smart.
You shut up, Mills.
I'm not giving you this goddamn case. Get the fuck out of here. Literally leave. So it turns out that Brad Pitt's also working another murder because he goes to that crime scene where greed is written on the floor in blood. Some high-powered defense attorney is murdered, and they found him bound in a stress position on his office floor in his undies.
And Brad Pitt says, you know what? I think the best approach to this is to not wear gloves of any sort and sit in his chair.
Oh, so the greed guy's dead. And there's a photo on his desk. It looked like Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, but she got little bloody circles in her eyes, and they drip down.
So I'm like, oh, is this the Joker? This is like something the Joker would do.
Why so serious?
Why so serious? Yeah. And then Shaft is on TV like, don't worry, we're going to solve this case rapidly. He looks into the camera. Brad's like, oh, fuck. So Morgan Freeman, he is typing with his two index fingers on a typewriter.
He's a pecker.
Arlie Ermy comes in like, God damn it, son, aren't you going to miss this?
You could suck a golf ball through a garden.
You're made for this. Oh, that's the point. I'm going to get out of here while I'm still young. I said to Callie, I go, it's crazy when you see this and you go, oh man, Morgan Freeman's young.
But you don't really say that though. Aren't you like, Morgan Freeman looks younger? Because he looks like he's about 50-ish.
So that's what I said, because he's got gray hair and shit. Yeah. I'm like, isn't that crazy? He's so old now that when you see him here where he's still old, you look at him and you go, oh man, he's so young,
I feel like he was in stuff in the late 70s a little bit as like a scrawny guy.
Mm-hmm. He didn't really have like a breakout career when he was younger, but he was working.
I think he was in something with Christopher Reeve where he played like a pimp.
Lying through your fucking teeth. I know it, you know it, and this fucking hoe know it.
Come on, leave him alone.
It was probably the early 80s, though.
And
it was Superman 2.
So the Arlie Ermey goes, oh, by the way, that fat guy, they found these pieces of plastic inside of him. Mm-hmm. We don't know what that's all about. So Morgan Freeman goes over there, and he goes,
are you sure these aren't from the whole cans of Pepsi that we found in his stomach?
He goes, hang on a second here. These are shards from the floor. And he goes, oh, God, the refrigerator moved. So pulls the refrigerator out. And on the wall is written gluttony. There's a note attached to it. And it says,
yum, yum, give me some.
He goes, what is this, Chinese? And now we got ourselves a serial murder going on. And so he goes,
some bad news, Chief.
Before that, he gave Brad Pitt homework. He goes to the library.
What? This is before that?
Yeah, because he goes, I want to check out some books to give him shit to read that he's going to need to understand when I'm gone. And the guard that lets him in, he's the bus driver from Speed.
That guy's actually the bus driver from Speed.
Sam!
What?
Why don't you just drive over these people or something?
Don't spit on my bus, Annie.
I said, hey, that's the bus driver from Speed. Guy goes, what? I don't know.
Look at him.
Look at his hair. He looks like a woman from behind.
Yeah, that's the bus driver from Speed.
Yeah.
He's the leader of the Night Watchman.
She goes, I thought Sandra Bullock was the bus driver. I said, she was. But before that.
Yeah. The actual bus driver, the one that's paid to drive buses, not the one that has to do it because they're
not the wildcat.
Yeah.
The bus driver. He's a tame boy. And Goliath is the construction guy. And so, but he goes, oh, hang on a second here. Arlie Ermey, we got a murder spree going on. And this is only the beginning.
Are you fucking serious? That's what Arlie Ermey sounds like, right?
Gwyneth Paltrow called Brad Pitt, and she goes, hey, I need to talk to Morgan Freeman.
What?
Huh? God damn it. Hey, Morgan, it's my wife.
Hello?
Yeah?
You want me to come over for dinner?
Okay.
I better not be spaghetti.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And she hangs up the phone. He goes, hey, Brad. And he goes, what? He goes, guess who's coming to dinner?
How's that?
If she's serving spaghetti, I know she's a 7 killer. I ain't going out like that, Brad.
Sorry, Brado. So they're doing, she welcomes him in. His name is William Somerset and David Mills. William is Brad Pitt's real first name.
What?
Yep.
He's a Billy?
Mm-hmm.
Billy Brad?
Bill Bradley is his name.
I don't know if I can handle this.
So their apartment shakes because of the train. And right there, you're like, oh, yeah, she does not like this one bit.
I mean,
they got 3 really big dogs.
How are the kids?
They're good. They're in the room. Come on.
Oh, good dog.
I think this is like the bottom of the list of reasons the city's awful. Was this
right? But I mean, it's like it's now in their home, and this apartment was built on a rumble plate. So when people, unsuspecting people, would visit the set, they would mess with them and make it an earthquake. They were high school sweethearts.
I know, but like, come on, put your foot down, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah,
you don't need to be in this hellscape. I know you love Brad.
The thing is yeah, between the two of them,
he probably doesn't even fuck good.
His career is the least important. So she was a 5th grade teacher, and she can't teach around here, we learn later. So she eventually goes to bed, and now the boys are just drinking wine and beer.
Out of tumblers.
And looking at murder photos.
Yeah.
And they're like, Morgan Freeman goes, now, clear your mind. Don't focus on the immediate garishness of the murder.
You ever heard of The Stranger?
Look at the back.
Keep your eyes closed.
That's not me. There's somebody else in the room. Oh, they left. Yeah, we're done.
I'm gonna pee myself.
So Brad Pitt goes, hey, wait a second. What about this photo of his wife with the bloody swimming goggles on her face?
No, I think we need to focus on who made the spaghetti. What company makes the spaghetti? The CEO's the killer.
It was spaghetti sauce on her face. So they go, all right, well, let's go talk to her. And she's just in hysterics. Her meal ticket's dead.
They start slapping her in the face. Just look at the fucking pictures. What's wrong in them?
I know, Jive. And she goes, hey, wait a second. This picture is upside down. You wouldn't notice because it's art, but I do. So I'm going to tell you that. They go, oh, okay. So they go back there and take a picture off the wall. They're like, no booby traps.
Cut it open.
Yep. And there's nothing in it.
And then Brad Pitt like, oh my God, what are you doing? Cut it open.
That's paper. You don't do that around here.
Yeah, really.
Oh, no, because he goes, what the hell is that? Because he's got a switchblade. Morgan Freeman does, which is illegal in most places. But he goes, it's a fucking switchblade, you
Should we get switchblades? What if I get a switchblade?
Like pearlescent grip?
No, the cheapest ones possible that maybe hurt our fingers.
I used to have a switchblade comb.
Yeah, me too.
In middle school.
Yeah, we all did, right? They were pretty cool.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't, but... And they break because it's just like a real cheap metal push button.
If I ever got that far, you lose interest in them pretty quick.
Yeah, I got it at the circus. The circus was in town. Mm-hmm. We went to that when I was a kid. And the souvenir stand, it's like, what do you want, a sword or with the switchblade comb? All right. You don't even got the kind of hair that this comb is meant for, but go for it.
I didn't even want to mention that, but I did think about that halfway through. I was like, wait a minute, Jules. You could do it, but it would change things.
I would need extra pomade if I was going to do that. I'd be like a real pompadour looking guy.
Oh, shit. That'd be pretty good.
It would be.
Yeah.
And so they go, oh, hang on a second. There's a fingerprint on this wall. What?
Why does it smell like rot over here?
Because there's been fingerprints nowhere. And we had seen in the opening credits somebody shaving their fingerprints off with a razor blade.
Yep, it's probably Brad Pitt, right?
Probably. Yeah. That's definitely, I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. It's not even going to come up later. So they're waiting for the fingerprint match, and they're just bickering. And the guy doing the work, he goes, this sometimes can take several hours if you guys could leave.
Could you guys just go snuggle up and take a nap on that couch?
So they do. And Arlie Ermy comes running by. Wake up, glitter twins. We got a lead.
Oh, man, it's pretty good with the people really dance around calling people certain names.
Yeah. Well, you know what the glitter twins is.
Oh, is this you? He didn't really say that?
He did say that.
Okay.
And I thought that was a weird thing. And then I looked it up.
What is glitter twins?
That's what they called Mick Jagger and
David Bowie?
Keith Richardson.
Oh. Keith Richardson.
The third.
Well, Michael Stipes.
In that famous band Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
And
why
so
do they call them the Glitter Twins?
I don't know, because they used to wear sequined sports coats.
That's like the 80s.
It was a really brief period. Yeah, I don't know.
We're already really old and not as cool.
I could see calling like Steven Tyler and that other guy, Joe Perry. That I could see calling them the Glitter Twins.
For what reason?
They wore like spandex in the 80s and 90s. I don't know. So the SWAT team.
Hey, Banana Rama, wake up.
Yeah, John C. McGinty.
John C. Riley from, I'm just kidding.
Article 99. He's SWAT. He's
stops in my nose.
He's SWAT Man McGee. We're gonna go hammer this guy. We found him. We got a name.
It initially when you see him, you're like, well, he doesn't have much of a role.
Yeah,
but he's there through the rest of the movie.
He is.
And this is post Article 99. So he's already been like a face with words. He's not just an extra. But initially it's like, oh, so John C. McGinley's an extra in this movie?
Was this Office Space time?
Office Space is 99.
Feels like a 94-ish type movie.
No, 99.
He's in there though.
It's where everybody's depressed because they have good, well-paying jobs that are boring.
He has a very small role in there too. So they're about to storm on this guy's house. And Morgan Freeman's like...
The fingerprints bring up this guy who's a pederast.
Yeah.
Small-time criminal, always getting in trouble.
Yep.
Real piece of shit. Real local piece of shit, mentally unwell.
Morgan Freeman goes, what do you think? Brad Pitt goes, I don't know, man. I don't feel right. This guy leaves no trace, and all of a sudden we get a latent fingerprint on the wall.
I mean, he wrote help me with his hand. Mm-hmm. Probably not him.
I don't like it. Yeah, me either. So they get there and they SWAT before dicks, the guy says, and he brings in the battering ram. And they smash the door. Everybody freeze! Ah!
I mean, of course it's SWAT before dicks. Why would you even say that? Like, you were there to batter open that door.
Yeah, you're there to catch bullets, and then once you're dead, we go in and we look. And there's like those those hanging tree air fresheners.
Yeah.
Just dangling.
All vanilla.
All over the place.
All vanilla.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be horrible?
French vanilla.
Oh, man. French vanilla and rot?
Mm-hmm.
Skin rot?
No, thank you. And nobody thinks that's weird.
It's creepy when they're trying to find. I mean, you and I know what's coming because we saw it when we were little. Did you see this in the theater? Or
no. See, I've only seen parts of this.
Oh shit!
And this part I didn't see.
Oh,
there's a guy under a sheet, maybe on a bed.
Get up now, motherfucker! No!
And they pull back the sheet, and he's just like a skeleton. It just looks horrible.
But he's on like a bed. He's covered in sores.
Yeah,
and skeletal, but with flesh.
And he's chained
sores. Chained up, but he's also on like a bed of hypodermic needles.
Yeah.
My question is he just injecting him with dope constantly? Is that what's keeping him slothful?
I assume. I have to assume.
That's interesting.
It is. God, that'd be terrible, right?
I mean, this is when you really feel the long game of all this shit.
So they're
Because
like,
I was
yeah.
surprised the gluttony thing was like a short period of time.
I think Brad Pitt goes, this doesn't make sense because greed and gluttony aren't the first sins in descending order. I forget what he says, but I wonder if it's the guy in the bed because it is the first one technically because it predates all the other ones.
I
But
have to pee.
yeah, so they're like, holy shit, this guy's a mummy. Good Lord, what's going on? You got what you deserved. Holy shit, this guy's like from Life Force. This guy's like Tom Cruise who just got his throat slit. And so they're like, get him out of here, stat. And they put him into the hospital. And Brad Pitt goes, all right, doctor, spin it to me straight. And the doctor goes, well, this guy, this guy was chained up for 1 year and he's got all these bed sores, but they were being treated to some extent, I think chemically, with something that was supposed to help, like antibiotics that were supposed to like help avoid the severe infections from the bed sores. He's like, yeah, it's been a year.
Are you saying that's what the needles are?
That's what the doctors. Well, he was giving him stuff, yeah, drugs, but also like things that were also keeping him alive from.
You'd almost think you'd have to like be unhooking his legs and exercising him a little bit.
Well, and that's what they said about the guy in the spaghetti. They go, there's evidence that he left to go shopping to get more food. It was one thing and then he had a bruise on his head.
Yeah, from the gun.
From the gun. He's like, this isn't normal. Yeah, you might force a guy through torture to eat himself to death or whatever, but
no.
Yeah, right. Or Jack Bauer, but to then leave, have the wherewithal to like go get more food. This guy's next level, and so this only drives that home. They're like, yeah, this guy's been around for exactly 1 year to the day.
Yeah, that shit's pretty wild. The way it syncs up here and there throughout the movie.
Right. So he had some general pretty good idea of how long it would, and he's missing a hand. So so John Doe cut off his hand and preserved it. It's there in a jar later.
At his house.
And left those prints so that they would find it, knew how long it would take to run them, and then organized SWAT, storm in to get there the fucking 1 year to the day that the guy had been held captive. It's insane. And he's alive, but he dies.
The good news is it's a movie, so it's easy to lie about this stuff.
Oh, of course.
He doesn't die.
Well, he goes,
Sloth?
He goes, if you shine a flashlight on that guy right now, he'd die.
Yeah.
He's so shocked and atrophied or whatever. So I'm assuming shortly thereafter, we don't see it, but he dies.
Do you think so?
Yeah. What do you think? They give him a couple of rats and he's fucking Rain Man again or what?
No, I mean, I feel like you could maybe keep him alive and kind of bring him back a little bit physically, but I think your mind would be completely shattered.
I'm sure
unless you were doped to the gills and like able to just put it all behind you. Like, I was having a great time except for it hurt.
I'm sure they would try just so they could document it. Holy shit, you believe this? Day 13, he's still fucking alive.
See if it gets hard.
I've been trying.
It's been in my mouth for a week. It's no signs.
Oh, his bag spilled. Yeah. And so now we got a real murder going on here,
Now?
What's going on here?
Now we got three dead bodies and we got a real murder cooking.
Now we got ourselves a ball game. We got stew going here. And I think maybe Gwyneth Paltrow reaches out to Morgan Freeman somewhere around here.
She's like,
I don't like this.
I really want to cuck Brad. I have this chair in my room.
It came with a house, I swear. She goes, I'm pregnant. And he goes, now look, I was seeing a woman. Closest thing I ever had to a marriage. And she got pregnant.
I remember getting up one morning and going to work. Just another day like any other, except it was the first day after I knew about pregnancy. And I felt this fear for the first time ever. I remember thinking, how can I bring a child into a world like this? How can a person grow up with all this around them? I told her I didn't want to have it. And over the next few weeks, I wore her down.
To this day, I know it was the right decision, but ain't a day that goes by that I don't regret it. So if you are pregnant and you are planning to get rid of it, do not tell Brad Pitt about any of this. You can never know.
If you decide to keep it,
then you better spoil the hell out of that kid every day of its goddamn life.
Hey, Morgan Freeman.
Yep.
What if you take that girl that you love that's pregnant with your baby and you leave the horrible town of Se7en. Get out of that fucking hellscape and move to, like, Iowa. Oh, it's horrible everywhere?
It's in him. He needs this. He's like Batman.
I don't know, man.
He's a crime-solving guy.
But he regrets it every day. Don't you think by the end of retirement, you're like, yeah, I fucked up.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't need this. I should have just had a family. It would have been nice.
It's like that Bachelor. It's all of a sudden 50.
I spent all my time solving murders. I'm happy I got those kids upstairs to make things terrible for me most of the time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if Matlock could find the opportunity to have a child, so can you.
Thank you for bringing a Matlock.
I was waiting for it.
I made some Robert Longstreet shirts for us. What size are you?
Medium.
Oh, great, because I ordered you a medium.
Excellent.
Robert Longstreet from Matlock. I put it on a shirt.
Oh, wow. I like it. We're shirt boys. It's the coolest, easiest thing to get.
It's so much fun.
So where are we at, man?
She reveals she's pregnant.
Right.
And he's like,
I don't like that shit.
I don't keep babies. It's not a good idea. But if you do, be nice to them because they're going to be murdered.
So then they get a call to a sex dance club.
Oh, shit. Yeah, this one's good.
Music's playing, and they go down there. Somebody get them to turn off the goddamn music. We're working on it. And they go into the room, and the guy from Alien 3 is losing his shit.
That's what you know him from?
Mm-hmm.
Is it not? I think it's Alien Resurrection.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I know him from this.
Oh,
and
okay.
then he's in Faults. Those are like the two things. Leland Orser. Although I did see him in like one episode of maybe Murder in the First or something like that.
When he was doing his interrogation scene, he would rapidly breathe in and out and basically cause himself to hyperventilate.
She was just sitting on the bed.
In this right now, you're talking about Se7en?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's really good. I mean, he's memorable. Like, I've always remembered him after this movie.
There's a dead hooker.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that runs the place, I know him too, but I failed to look him up.
Do you like what you do for a living? These things you see?
No, I don't. But that's life, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You ready for it?
Give
It's
it to
fun,
me.
boy.
Look what you've done to my sheets.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Mm-hmm. Michael Massey.
Pre?
No, this is post the Crow.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I'm like, I thought he didn't act after that.
I mean, I also thought that. He dead now.
So, Alien Resurrection was forced into a apparatus. So then he's got a big dicto. He's got a strap-on dicto.
Looks like a fucking eagle beak.
And the guy puts a fucking gun in my mouth, man.
Made me do it.
Told me to fuck her, and hey, factor.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine fucking a girl to death with a knife dildo?
This is like that Serbian film.
I like that Serbian film. A Serbian film.
Yeah. This is like some shit out of that.
Did you watch that?
I did.
Why?
I was in that, I want to see it hardcore.
People were kind of murmuring about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will never see that.
No, it was complete garbage. And so Brad Pitt's like, holy crap. And Morgan Freeman's like, good Lord. Right? And Morgan Freeman goes,
did you come?
Yeah. Around the back.
I did. It was horrible.
I'm edging right now. And so Morgan Freeman goes, hey, wait a second. What about all these books?
Do you think Leland Orser's character commits suicide?
Eventually. He doesn't go to jail.
No.
I think he gets off.
Yeah, but I mean...
They put him through the ringer, but he gets off.
You would definitely kill yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's so bad. That's so bad. To be forced to, like...
Especially if it gets out in the news. And your face is out there.
I think just the image of, like, watching her be... I mean, because she's being stabbed up the insides.
Right.
And, like, bleeding to death. It'd be so bad.
Right, but I mean, if his picture and name gets out there in any way involved in this crime...
And he's going like...
Everywhere you go, people are going to be like, oh, that's that guy.
Hey, look at this fucking devil dick.
Hey, can you fuck me with a knife?
You don't want that.
I do, though. Eat me alive. And so they go, hey, wait a second. Let's go to that dildo manufacturing store. They probably made this. They can tell us more about it. And they go to Wild Bill's. You think that's the Silence of the Lambs shout out?
I don't remember this part.
They go to this store and this guy's in there. He's like, yeah, I made it. Came in and he wanted it. So I made it for him.
Why don't I remember this? Is this real? Did this happen?
Yeah. And in fact, out over the shoulder of Brad Pitt through the glass front of the store, you could see someone with an umbrella and a trench coat, because it's raining all the time. I don't know if we talked about that. Milling around with a limp.
You made it all up, right? Yeah.
No, it's actually in there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I pushed the microphone at you.
No, that's fine. Because the guy goes, he's a gimp. And he gives them the address that they then go to when they get shot at.
No. Are you playing tricks on me?
No.
They get that address from cross-referencing the library books.
Well, the dildo guy is in there. What did he give them then? He gave them some information. I swear to God. I swear. I swear.
You guys,
You'll find out.
I've been drinking enough that I think Jules is
You'll see it.
tricking me.
No, I swear. I thought that's where they got that, but you're right. Because then Mark Boone Jr. is an undercover FBI agent or something.
Turns out he's FBI.
But they have to give him money?
Listen, we got to fail at 9/11 pretty soon, but we are also monitoring everybody in the New York library system.
And Brad Pitt goes, this can't be legal. Because at the time, what they were doing wasn't technically legal. But after 9/11, it actually was legal.
Right. Patriot Act.
We do whatever we want. So he goes, well, what about all these weird books that we're looking at? Let's pay Mark Boone Jr. to tell us who else has been renting these books.
Mark Boone Jr. does not look like Mark Boone Jr. all the way yet.
No.
Because there's like 2 years after this, by Memento,
Yeah.
he's long beard, frizzy hair forever.
Yeah, here he's clean shaved, short. He looks more like a Kevin Corrigan kind of a guy.
Maybe. He's closer to his Arena Brain self than his Memento self.
And he gives them the name.
Do you think he's a good actor? Do you think we should ever do him?
I do like Mark Boone Jr.
I don't.
So they go to the apartment because, well, there's a brief moment somewhere earlier in the movie when a photographer is getting all up in Brad Pitt's shit.
That's so stupid.
And Brad Pitt shoves him.
Hey! Get out! I got a fucking right to be here. Get out! Fucking jerk!
Hey, fuck you, man. I have a right to be here. Get out of here, you lowlife.
Whenever, copper, you're living in a house of cards.
So then when they go to the apartment, they're knocking on the door, and they look down the hallway, and a guy comes in a raincoat, holding a bag of groceries.
He's got a sweet-ass hat.
And they're just like looking at him, looking at them, looking at him. He just drops the groceries, pulls out a big-ass gun, and just starts shooting at them.
So I was, I think, pretty obnoxious during this part of the movie.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't wrap my head around how Kevin Spacey could be dangerous. Like, I know he can kidnap these people and torture them, but he's also got, like, marine-like accuracy and escape abilities. But also, we never, ever find out anything about him. So he absolutely could be a Marine. He could be something. He seems like he has some training, right? He's not just a lunatic. He seems like he should be a lunatic that can maybe plan these things out, get the drop on you, drug you, do whatever he wants to you. But with under fire with actual police officers and people that can fight other people, he should be weak, would be my guess. But he's not. No. He's a fucking T-1000.
And he's got a limp, so yeah.
Is he really doing that limp?
Yeah.
I just keep thinking you're making a verbal Kint joke.
No, he does have a limp. So after he opens fire on them and almost blows them away, he runs away.
And Brad Pitt lays on that ground for too long.
But he gets up and he runs after him. And
he should have gone a lot faster.
Now the bag of groceries that he dropped is no longer there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jules is at it again. He caught you.
And so, but Brad Pitt told David Fincher, he goes, man, I don't like movie chase scenes, man. Guy always knows where the guy he's chasing him is. He always turns left because he knows he somehow turned left. And so in this, they kind of fuck around with it a little bit.
It's wildly disorienting.
It is. And Brad Pitt's running around. He's cautious. He's not sure. There's only kind of one general way to go. So he's able to follow him. But as soon as he gets outside in the rain, John Doe gets the drop on him.
This is where he breaks his arm, right? In the movie, he falls off the fire escape.
Right. Which I guess was originally called for in the script in this scene for the character to be injured. But then because he broke his arm, they wrote that into the character for the rest of the movie. But yeah, he slips off the fire escape and crashes into garbage and busts his arm.
There's a real lack of Garbaggio now. I noticed Big Time's making its way back. Nobody said anything about Garbaggio.
Yeah.
But it's gone.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. I just wrote it the other day, too, and then it auto-corrected the garbage. So I said, well.
I guess that's it.
That's the end of that. But then John Doe bashes Brad Pitt with like a tire iron or some
Kevin,
shit.
his name's John.
Yeah, he busts his head open.
It does seem like a tire iron.
Falls on the ground because he's on top of like
Iron.
a semi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's up there.
It can somehow manage in the pouring rain to lean down and hit a guy in the head.
He's a T-1000.
Yeah. And so he grabs his gun and he puts it up to Brad Pitt's head and he goes, no.
Suck it.
And Morgan Freeman's, Brad, you down here? And then John Doe runs away and Brad Pitt's just fucked up. So they go back up to the apartment and now he's just using his shirt as a sling. Like he's running his hand through two of the buttoned buttons. He's got blood everywhere. And he goes, we got to get into this apartment. And Morgan Freeman goes, God damn it, we don't have any reason to be here.
Fruit of the poison tree.
Where am I going to tell him I got the name from? Can't tell him I got it from the FBI, you know, and we need probable cause to go in there. And he goes,
You're right. All fucked up. You're right. No point in arguing anymore unless you can fix that.
God damn it, Brad Pitt. And so they get into the apartment and there's just memorabilia everywhere.
Hands.
Yeah.
Notebook with tiny writing.
2,000 of them.
I said notebook. Wide notebook, tiny writing.
Not only one notebook, the notebook.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That's what made her fall in love with him.
Yeah. And it's just, you know, endless scribbles of diatribes and nonsense. And then Brad Pitt finds a bunch of photographs being developed
Oh, shit. That's me.
in the bathroom.
We had him.
Morgan Freeman, look at this. We didn't have shit.
Yeah.
You don't know who the fuck this was.
How would you have known?
Right?
It wasn't like, I killed him.
And if you did know and you almost had him,
I want to kick the fat
Just
guy's stomach open.
let him walk away while you tell him to leave,
Yeah.
you'd be a bad cop. I guess the guy who actually took those photos never got paid for their use, so he sued New Line Cinema.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
Man, they will just fuck you. Everybody, people will fuck you unless you like demand your shit.
Mm-hmm. So they call in the, you know, crime squad or whatever, and they're dusting everywhere. Sir, there's no fingerprints anywhere. Brad Pitt's like, well, damn it, find some.
I see sausage outlines everywhere. Why no prints?
Plant them if you have to.
This guy clearly never washed his hands. Why is there no prints?
And the phone starts ringing. What? Shh, everybody, where's the phone? I don't.
Detectives. What did he say?
He goes, hey, man, I envy you. What? Yeah, I'm going to watch it now. Oh, okay.
Lift your shirt up.
Morgan Freeman was recording it with his microphone recorder.
Press them together.
No, just the left one. And so they go, okay, well, we got his voice, and
That's good. That's all you need.
you know, I guess that's all we need. And
But he can also do this voice. Hey, come on, detective. Fuck you.
and there's one more murder, right?
Yeah, the model.
Oh, right. This one's weird, man. So yeah, this model, they find her face is all cut up and she's dead. He taped a phone to her hand,
Is it taped or glued?
glued a phone to her hand and a pill bottle in the other. And he goes, you can either call for help, but I'm going to cut your face, or you can take these pills and kill yourself.
Yep. You'll be disfigured forever, beautiful, beautiful lady.
So she must call for help, even though the pill bottle's glued in her other hand.
You say she does call for help?
I think so.
No, she makes the choice to die because she is too vain to live with a choppy chop face.
Well, so I think she calls for help and then he chops her face. And then she takes the pills because she can't live with her fucked up. He goes, if you call for help, I'm going to cut you up. You can just take the pills and kill yourself, though.
What? Is this what happened?
Yeah. So I'm thinking, if this is what happens, which I think it is, how did she call for help? If the phone is glued in one hand and the pills are glued in the other,
Fingers aren't glued together. You
they're
still
glued
poke those
onto
tips.
the bottle. You can't knuckle 911.
You know, Chuck Palahniuk, who wrote Fight Club, he also wrote a book called Invisible Monsters about a wildly disfigured supermodel who has now become invisible to everybody because she's so disfigured.
Is she a criminal?
No, I can't remember what happens with that one. But I was on the Chuck Palahniuk train for quite a while after Fight Club.
So this lady's dead. And they're going back to the police precinct. Oh, man, this is a rough case. We're never going to crack this. And then all of a sudden, John Doe comes in covered in blood. And we find out it's Kevin Spacey, whose name doesn't appear in the opening credits.
And right now, everybody's like dishing out all the free Diet Cokes from the supermodel's fridge. They're getting passed around the office.
Yep, they're bleaching assholes. We got all this bleach.
Oh, shit, we're good to
We got all
go.
this asshole bleach
Hell
she didn't
yeah.
use, you know? And he goes, detectives. And everybody goes, what?
Well, no, he's murmuring at first. Detectives.
Yeah.
Detectives. I thought about that yell. I haven't seen the movie in 20 years, but I thought about that yell like the whole movie long. I was waiting for Kevin Spacey to show up.
Did it deliver?
Yeah, I loved it.
You're looking for me.
Yeah. And they go, oh, shit, get on the ground, asshole.
The movie should lose steam now, right?
You think?
But it becomes better. Even though I've loved every minute of it, it suddenly levels up and becomes even better.
As soon as he lays down, he goes, I want to talk to my lawyer. Brad Pitt goes, damn it.
We only got this asshole from the West Wing.
Yeah, he goes, well, I was also in Arena Brains.
I'm Adam Schiff. Do you want a sandwich or you want a legal defense?
Yeah, what do you want? Get the hell out of here.
I work for the president.
Yeah. And he goes, so my client, he's got 2 more bodies. And he'll tell you where they are and cop to all of the murders, but only Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman can go with him to retrieve the bodies. Or
he walks free.
He claims insanity, and you'll never know.
Wouldn't you kill him? I mean, if that guy got loose, you'd kill him, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's like a personal moral duty.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people don't kill people enough. They
No.
Everybody, the wrong people get killed all the time.
Yeah.
But it seems like some of these real bad guys, people are just like, it's a judicial system.
Well, so earlier in the movie, when Brad Pitt was complaining about serial murderers, he's like, it's bullshit. It's always some guy hearing his dog tell him what to do or getting secret messages from Jodie Foster. You remember when he said that?
Yeah.
You know, David Berkowitz, Summer of Sam?
Right. Berkowitz is the dog, but secret messages from Jodie Foster. Was that Mark David Chapman? Was that Berkowitz?
No,
too?
it was the guy who tried to kill Reagan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He wanted to impress Jodie Foster.
Did you watch that movie with Sean Penn? The assassination
No.
of Ronald Reagan? That's not what it's called. What is it called?
The assassination of Ronald Reagan by the coward John Ford.
No, they shoot the fuck out of him at the end. They kill Sean Penn at the end. It's pretty good.
Because the Sirhan's the guy that killed RFK.
Yeah.
Right? He was something.
And there's a horrible movie involving Shia LaBeouf that I think maybe Emilio Estevez directed.
He did. And Martin Sheen is in it. And Ashton Kutcher. Is he a hippie in there?
God, nobody likes Ashton Kutcher anymore.
Not now.
Everybody loved the two of them.
That video.
And then they're like, listen, our friend the rapist really isn't that bad of a guy. Well, no, he's bad enough to go away for a really long time. Well, but I mean, did you see the show? Okay, we all hate you now.
What about his brother? He was good on that Malcolm show.
And his brother's like, hey, don't bring me into this shit.
I'm just his brother.
I did not rape a single lady.
Yeah.
Do not bring me into this.
Yeah. I read that letter and I was like, wow, Mila Kunis was really laying on thick for Danny Masterson.
That's horrible.
Oh, he's such a great dad. He's like the best guy I know.
And Kutcher's like, yeah, I've been trying to help with sex trafficking for like a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they released those embarrassing apology video.
Yeah.
We didn't know. All right. We will take the deal and go to the bodies.
Sounds good.
We'll do that. So they're shaving their chests.
But I need 3 butterfly knives and a grenade.
And Vaseline.
For putting the grenade in the bottle.
So they go, all right. So they're driving. And, Brad Pitt's kind of flying off at the handle.
He's being a real dick.
And there's a great moment where Morgan Freeman, after Brad Pitt blows up a little bit, he's smelling something. He goes, okay, something's going on. Brad Pitt's getting upset. I don't know what it is yet, but this is going to be something.
I'm smarter than everybody else.
So they get to the thing and...
What time is it?
7:02.
Oh, and then they go, oh shit, there's a van driving 25 miles away from us, coming towards us ever so slowly.
But also, John Doe went through the list of people and why they deserve to die.
Oh, yeah.
He was really incredulous. He was like, you kill innocent people. Innocent people?
Yeah. That whore?
You see that fucking fat guy?
You see how fat he was?
I see that fat guy. I fucking throw up. It makes me sick. I eat a hot dog.
Yeah.
I threw up 3 hot dogs.
That was my vomit you found in the bucket.
He's so gross.
And so Morgan Freeman goes, all right, well, you watch him. He should have said, go take a look at that, but I'm going to go over to that van. And he runs like a mile away.
I mean, honestly, though, Pitt's not great, though, so I understand Freeman being like, I'm going to check this out. Pitt might fuck it up.
True,
might
but
just like kill whoever's in the van and fuck everything up.
Yeah, maybe. So he gets over there and the guy gets out like, oh shit, man, I don't know. I just was paid $500 to come here at this time and drop off a package for David Mills.
And he's like, well, hey, what's in the box?
Yeah, and he goes, and Morgan Freeman takes out a switchblade.
Yeah.
This callback, they foreshadowed that.
Mm-hmm.
And he cuts it open. He goes, oh, dear God.
It's a puppy.
And the guy starts running away. Get out of here. So Morgan Freeman...
He's on foot. He's on foot. John Doe has the upper hand.
And so Morgan Freeman... and this whole time, as soon as Morgan Freeman left, Kevin Spacey's really kind of laying it on thick. Mm-hmm. Really trying to goad Brad Pitt. And he's distracting him. And shut up, man. And Morgan Freeman's running over. No, David! No! And he's just like running.
This is the window in which we all like Gwyneth Paltrow.
And he goes, what is it? What are you saying? He goes, put your gun down. Put your gun down. And he gets over there. And before he does, though, Kevin Spacey's like, oh, I know about your wife. Yeah, you said that, right? Tracy, remember her? She hasn't been in the movie for a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw you and I was intrigued by you. And then I watched you and I was a little jealous. So I wanted to go see her. And he goes, what the fuck are you talking about?
I visited your home this morning. After you'd left. I tried to play husband. I tried to taste the life of a simple man. Run away! It didn't work out.
She didn't like it when I tried to play husband with her.
Yeah.
So I got off her fucking head.
What?
Yeah, she begged for her life and the life of your unborn baby. What? What?
And Morgan Freeman goes, oh, God, no. He goes, what's in the box?
Not her head.
What's in the box?
She's fine. There's snakes.
Yeah, it was some idiot's weed light bulb. I stole it. Inadvertently. And
I'm hulking out.
Yes, he goes, oh, what's in the bags? And he goes, oh, shit, man, it's your wife. But don't you do it. Don't you shoot this guy.
And then he does those faces.
He does a good face where he's
good.
super pissed and then he's super broken.
Yeah.
I was married to her. She was the homecoming queen. I was the toxic avenger. And so he shoots Kevin Spacey in the head. John Doe been shot. And then he shoots him like 5 or 6 more times.
Yeah, good job.
And they arrest him.
It's too bad. He should have shot him like all in the pelvis.
Uh-huh.
Like unload
dick.
him all in the pelvis. Yeah.
Or right up his butthole.
I think we already talked about this in another movie.
Yeah.
I think shoot there. You might live, but it's going to be so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot him in both of his knees.
Don't shoot him in the head.
Both of
He's
his
not going
elbows.
to feel any of the bad stuff.
No, and now you're vengeance, and he's envy?
Yeah. What about apathy? Shut up.
That's Morgan Freeman. He's the final sin.
He's not apathy.
Yeah, he's apathetic.
He's empathetic.
He's both.
He's empathetic. He's not like, well, what are you going to do?
It's kind of what he was like. I don't want to do this shit. So they go, Arlie Army goes, don't worry, we'll take care of him. And originally the movie was then supposed to end with Morgan Freeman looking at a farmhouse or something that he's buying because he's retired. And he cuts a piece of the wallpaper off with a switchblade.
Tim Robbins comes walking up. He's like, Red!
Found my box.
Shit. I crawled through miles of shit to get to you.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was a detective.
And then the music hits. I've traveled many miles, crossed and down the sea, crossed and down the sea.
That's the song?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, the movie's over.
Sad ending.
Yeah. Shocking.
Everybody thinks they saw Gwyneth's head in the box.
Mm-hmm. No.
You don't see her head in the box.
You don't see anything in the box. A little bit of blood on the flap.
You do get that insert frame that they do a bunch of Fight Club of Gwyneth. There's just that quick flash of her. You see that?
Oh, I did, yes.
Yeah. It's a little bit after you thought it was going to come. Well, he's fucking around the box. You think it's going to be right there, but it's not. It's a little bit further.
It's when he's goading him, I think. Yeah. And he mentions that it happened. That he goes,
Flicker.
What?
Flicker.
Mm-hmm.
Remember in Fight Club when they do them flickers?
Yeah, except
don't they just do a fat dong at the end?
That's a fat dong, yeah. But he's flickering in the scene. And it's not a photo of him.
But then at the end, they're like, look at that big dick.
He's a big dick. Told you.
Then you're like, oh, you think that's a big dick, Jason? Don't talk about my microtosis. Hey, Julian?
Yeah.
You think this movie's pretty good?
I do.
It's pretty good.
I like it quite a bit.
I think it's probably one of the best thrillers ever made, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little silly at the end for me, but overall...
I think in 1995 or whatever, this is like a pure potent film.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it makes me... I think Zodiac kind of makes me appreciate this more because I'm more familiar. I watched Zodiac a couple of times.
I have only seen it once, and I feel like I should see it again.
It's like this, but without all the gruesome murder.
But I like it.
You know, it's like that real. It's like this movie is they're piecing together a mystery.
I like it when they show the head in the box, the stomach explodes, and the spaghetti goes everywhere. Those are things that didn't happen.
Like the murders are pretty wild and salacious and outlandish, but this is real, just genuine police work that leads them along.
It's a really good detective whodunit, what's going on type of movie. It's dark and grim. It's some real gumshoe shit.
Yeah.
It's not stupid
at
all.
No.
It's believable and full of good performances. It's written really well.
Yeah.
Everything about this movie is great.
Yeah, it's shot really well. I mean, this cemented David Fincher to just be able to make David Fincher movies.
That's how he got his Blank Check.
Thanks for joining us on Blank Check.
Yeah, with Jason and Jules.
Yep.
I love this movie. Can I? I'm just gonna give my rating right now. I'm gonna give it a 9 now, but I'm gonna say when I was little it was 10. When I saw this in the theater, it's a 10, and honestly, I don't know that anything can beat my experience of watching Seven in the theater. But now, as an adult, I'll give it a 9.
I'm gonna give it.
This is why I start killing people. Yeah, made sense.
Wow. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Liked it quite a bit.
Real good.
Yeah.
I think this is the beginning of Brad Pitt for me.
I said that. I said this is the first Brad Pitt movie.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, this is my argument the other day. I was like, when does Brad Pitt become Brad Pitt? And I really feel like it's this.
It's not an interview for a vampire.
No,
a vampire. We're hiring for a vampire.
Do you want to be one? You ready? Drink. I'm gonna suck on you, then you suck on me. Are you sure this is how you become a vampire?
Down there though. I'm not clean, but
this sounds like just a sex thing.
Yeah.
No, I really feel like this is the moment Brad Pitt becomes Brad Pitt. And this is the moment where I'm like, I will watch whatever David Fincher does. I will watch whatever Brad Pitt does. And I will actually, whenever anybody says from the writer of Seven, I know who that is. It's Andrew Kevin Walker. I will watch his shit too. Now, that does not carry past 8mm. But,
I mean, honestly, God, Kevin Spacey, man.
He's really good in it.
He's really good in here because he's not doing Kevin Spacey stuff.
No, he's muted. He's quiet. He's very fuck you. You guys are stupid. I like that. We can talk about him being good.
I mean, we can. It's just Kevin, unfortunate.
We don't want to be your friend. Don't take this as an invitation to be like, they like me. Somebody likes me. You're still a bad dude. You're really good in this.
Really good.
Honestly, Kevin, I like you in quite a few things. We're not your friends.
Yeah, no. Don't add us.
No.
X us, whatever they do now.
Man, what if you did start calling us all the time?
That'd be fine.
763-634-1897. Kevin, you want to try to win us over?
Yeah.
I don't think we're young enough for you, but if you want to try to seduce us, maybe.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey shows up, starts whining and dining us, making us feel special.
I mean, if he's willing to pay. Let me see them zeros. What do you got?
Oh, you want actual money from him?
Yeah.
He's not just bringing you out of the town? You're not a cheap whore?
No.
You want some cash?
Yeah. At least $15,000, $20,000.
Oh, damn.
You know?
No.
I can live with myself with that.
I thought I'd just be taken in by his star power and charm, but he doesn't even have that anymore.
Star power and charm.
Yeah, he brings you out to restaurants to be like, fuck you.
I'm sorry, sir. We're going to have to ask you to leave.
Yeah, Seven. Hey, do y'all like Seven? I'm sorry. I say guys. I mean that to mean everybody, but you can see that not feeling good to some people. So, y'all. I'm trying really hard to focus on y'all. Y'all is what I want to say. Y'all like that movie. Is that good? The kids wake up. They're coming down here. They're crying. Like, Daddy, there's some scary screaming.
There's a Cajun man in the house.
I'll get back to bed. That kick.
I do miss that Creole blood.
We'll see you tomorrow with 12 Monkeys. Jules, you think you're going to love 12 Monkeys again?
I don't know. So again, one of those movies, I've seen majority of it, or a lot of it, but not the entire thing in its entirety from start to finish.
Are you going to re-fall in love with Madeline Stowe?
Probably.
Yeah. It's a bummer of a movie.
Bruce Willis, though. It's our first Bruce.
What? There was somebody else was talking about making movies and having to work with Bruce Willis made him just want to quit working forever.
Kevin Smith?
No, definitely him, but I thought somebody else. We'll see you tomorrow. I've been Jason.
And I've been Jules.
And we shit our pants.